All right, so this is going to be kind of the review for business econ. Again, your final coming up here. Um, so we're just going to kind of go through chapter by chapter what you need to know, and then hopefully that will prepare you guys for what you need. All right. So this is the first chapter review, which is on the types of income and calculating income and all that stuff. So we had four main types of income that we had, right? We had hourly pay, piecework pay, salary pay, and commission pay. Again, FYI, my mic might cut out here in the middle, so I might have to just kind of pause a minute and reboot up my headphones here. But if it does, then just give me a second. Anyway, so hourly pay is obviously when you get paid per hour. So this is like, 10 bucks per hour. Per hour. I know my handwriting is horrible with this thing. I'm still getting used to it again. So just bear with me. But if we get paid 10 bucks per hour, that'd be an hourly pay. People like waitresses, factory workers, a lot of other things are hourly pay jobs. Piecework pay is kind of like hourly pay, but instead of getting paid per hour, you get paid per item you produce. So this would be something like a lemonade stand, or maybe a retail store worker gets a bonus of $2 for each item they sell, or something like that. So piecework pay is again getting paid per item you produce, whereas hourly pay is getting paid per hour you work. Again, slight difference, but kind of similar. Salary is usually just an annual pay. So this is usually annual pay, which means you get paid per year. So you get $38,000 a year. That's it. It's a very sort of consistent and reliable source of pay, but it doesn't give you as many options to again get bonuses and overtime and stuff like that. You still get bonuses on salary pay, but you don't get to work things like overtime or weekends or holidays. That doesn't increase your pay, typically speaking. And the commission is basically pay based on a percentage of what you do. So real estate agents and some retail store workers get paid on commission, which means that if they sell $10,000 worth of stuff, they get 5% of that as income. So that's again a really popular thing for salespeople is to get paid by commission. Any of you who watch The Office, the paper salesmen there get paid on commission, is what it seems like. So when they sell a lot of paper, they get a portion of those sales to them as money. So let's see what type of each job would have. So a factory worker who earns $10 per hour. Well, but the key phrase there is per hour. So this is obviously going to be hourly. Hourly. CO who gets paid $38,000 a year. So again, if you're getting paid a flat amount a year, that's going to be a salary pay. A real estate agent who earns 5% on all her sales. Well, again, if you're getting paid a percentage of your sales, that's going to be commission. I'll put COM for commission. And the lemonade stand run by a middle schooler who earns $1.50 per cup sold, well, that would be based on piecework, Piece, because they get paid per cup. Now, if they got paid per hour or per minute or something like that, that'd be like an hourly pay. Or if they got paid per year, that'd be like a salary pay. But usually, lemonade stands and stuff like that get paid per item sold. So let's do some calculations here then, right? So the amount of money a waitress who works 8 hours and gets paid $8.50 per hour, how much money would they earn? Well, let's just take 8 hours and times it by 8.50 and see how much they earn. So if we take 8 times 8.50, we do end up getting a total of $68. Again, simple, and the hourly pay is pretty simple. Just take the hours times the amount that you get paid, boom, you're done. 5% of his sales in commission, and he sells $1,400 worth of paper. So the way you take a commission is you take the amount of money that they sell or that they earn, in this case they sell, and you times it by the percent that they earn in commission, so 0.05, because remember 5% is 0.05, not 0.5. So we take 1,400 times 0.05, and we end up getting 700 bucks. Because again, he gets 5% of that 1,400 as income for him. And then a company owner who earns a salary of $40,000 per year, how much does he earn per month? Well, if he earns that much a year and there's 12 months in a year, we know that we can take $40,000 and divide it by 12. And that's usually how salary people get paid, is they earn a set amount per year and it's paid out per month. So you take their salary and divide it by 12 and you get $3,333.33 per month. So that is kind of the minor calculations that are involved with, again, calculating pay. Now we can also go backwards as well. So in those cases, we had the items that we want to figure out how much they get paid. In this case, we're going to say, okay, they want to earn a certain amount. How much do they have to work or sell to get that certain amount? So in this case, Meggers wants to earn $8.50 for the week, and she makes $12.50 an hour. How many hours must she work? Well, let's again tackle this as an equation. $8.50 is her target. Now, the way she gets paid $8.50 is she takes the amount of money she earns per hour, and she times it by the amount of hours she worked, which I don't know, so I'm going to put an H here, or a P if you want to solve for it. And then you solve for H by dividing both sides by 1250, dividing this by 1250, and you get that in order to make 850, she's going to have to work a grand total of, we calculate that here, 68 hours. So 68 hours in that week to earn $850 if she's going to earn $12.50 an hour, which is quite a bit of hours. So she's probably not going to make that much in a week unless she like really busts her butt that week and works that much. Because usually a typical work week is a 40-hour work week. So she's going to have to work a lot more than the typical 40 hours. A middle schooler sells a middle schooler sells lemonade for 75 cents. How much do they sell in order to earn $10? So again, same idea. They want to earn $10. They get paid 75 cents per cup sold, and they want to know how many cups they have to sell. So you divide both sides by 75, or 0.75 in this case. Because again, you're taking the amount they make times the amount they sell and setting it equal to the target that you want and then solving your equation. And in this case, you end up getting $13.33 cups, which means that obviously they can't sell 0.33 of a cup, so they'd have to sell at least 14 cups in order to make at least $10. So those are the basic calculations that were involved. Commission's also a funny one. So the next few things here are about special types of alterations in this. So commission has a special little shift to it, and that's graduated commission. So graduated commission is the same thing as commission, except that you earn a different percentage depending on how much you sell, and usually the percentage goes up the more you sell. So for instance here, Chad, he earns 3% on the first $10,000 he sells, 5% on the next $15,000 he sells, and 7% above anything above $25,000 that he sells. He's going to sell $30,000 worth of computers. How much will he earn, or what will he earn in commission? Now, people tend to think, okay, 30,000 is bigger than 25,000, therefore I'm going to take 30,000 times 7%. It doesn't quite work like that. So what you do is you set up a tiered system. So 3%, let's do that first, 0.03. 5% is 0.05. And anything above that is 7%, so 0.07. So he makes $30,000, right? Or he's going to sell $30,000 rather. The first thing we do is we go from the bottom up. So 3% on the first 10,000. So I'm going to take away $10,000. I'm going to put that in my first tier. So times 10,000. Now I'm going to see what I have left, 20,000. All right, so he's going to take the next 15,000. So I have more than 15,000, so I'm going to take away 15,000 from here and put that in my next tier. So times 15,000. Whoops, 15,000. There we go. And I have 5,000 left. And then since I'm on the last tier, whatever I have left, all that just gets dumped in the last tier. So the last tier, the last percentage is just kind of a catch-all. It's whatever happens at the end. So I'm going to multiply these values here and then add them up at the end. So 0.03 times 10,000 is going to give me 300. 0.05 times 15,000 is going to give me 750. And then 0.07 times 5,000 will give me 350. And then I add all these up together here to get his total commission earned, which would end up being, 750 plus 300 plus 350 means he's going to get paid $1,400 in commission. So $1,400 is what he will earn in commission off those sales. Do a quick mic check here. Hold on. All right. So that means that, again, when you're doing a graduated commission, when you have a bunch of different commissions rate, you start from the lowest one, fill that up. So again, this says like, you have a cap of 10,000 on 3%. So you take your money and you fill it up as much as you can up to the 10,000 mark. Once you're past the 10,000 mark, then you start to fill up the next tier all the way up to its cap of, in this case, 15,000. And once you fill that up, anything you have left goes into the last tier down here. So if I had, like $100,000 left, I'd still put it in this last tier because there's nothing to go past that. So everything gets dumped into your last tier. All right, so salary is another special one where again, salary is set on an annual basis, but it's paid on a different basis usually. So usually you don't get paid per year. You take your salary and split it up in terms of how your company is going to pay you. And these are the four most popular ways that people pay their salary earners. They get paid monthly, which means you're going to get that you're going to get that annual pay in 12 spots per month or 12 spots throughout the year. So they're going to take your money, divide it by 12, and pay you that much each month. You can get paid semi-monthly, which means you get paid twice a month. So you're going to get paid 24 times a year. So they're going to take your annual pay, divide it by 24, and pay you twice a month. Bi-weekly means you get paid every 2 weeks, which means you're going to get paid 26 payments in a year. Because again, in a weekly pay, you get paid 52 times a year. So weekly is take your annual salary, divide it by 52, and you get paid that each week. Whereas bi-weekly means instead of getting paid every week, you get paid every 2 weeks. So there's half as many payments for that case. So that's how your salary pay could be split up. Again, they just take their salary pay and divide it by that number that they're checking, and that's how they pay you. So Jeff here earns a salary of $48,000 annually. What is his monthly pay? So again, monthly means we're going to take their annual pay. I keep saying hourly. Their annual pay and divide it by 12 because there's 12 months in a year, and we're going to get paid a total of $4,000 a year, or sorry, $4,000 a month. So that's his pay per month. So each month he gets a check for $4,000. So at the end of the year, he gets $48,000 total. Now we can also go backwards. So it says that this guy earns a bi-weekly salary of $12,000, or $1,200. So he gets paid every 2 weeks $1,200. How much is he going to get paid for the year? Well, again, bi-weekly is a 26 number, right? There's 26 bi-weeks in a year. Times that by 1,200, which is how much he gets paid each of those bi-weeks. And we can figure out how much he gets paid in the year. Oops. Which is $31,200. So that's how much he gets paid in the year. And again, we can go backwards for the monthly as well. So every month, this guy earns $1,500. What's his pay per year? Well, we're going to take our $1,500, times it by 12, and that's going to be his pay for the year. So that's going to give us $1,800. Okay. So again, we can go forwards or backwards with salary. If you want to go, think about it this way. If you want to take your money and go into an annual pay or a yearly pay, that's when you're going to multiply. If you want to take your money and go from a yearly pay to a smaller amount, so like to a monthly or a bi-weekly or a semi-monthly, that's when you divide. So if you have the yearly payment, if you have the annual payment, you're going to divide. If you want to get the annual payment, you're going to multiply. That's kind of the summary of this setup here. Overtime is a special case of hourly pay. So hourly workers can get paid overtime, which means that usually that's when they're working on weekends or holidays, or if they're working over 40 hours a week, which is a typical work week. So there's two different kinds of overtime. There's time and a half, which means you get paid at 1.5 times the normal rate. And there's double time, which means you get paid twice the normal rate. So the amount that you earn kind of depends on your job. This is by far the most common one, is time and a half. Usually double time is for very, very, very extreme circumstances. Like if you're working, all through Christmas, you might get paid double time or something like that. So let's figure out how to calculate these. So Eric earns $14.50 per hour at his job. He's going to work 48 hours during this certain week here. If he gets paid overtime for each hour over 40, find his pay if. So there's the key there, that you don't get paid 48 hours of overtime. You get paid for each hour over 40. So that means he's going to get 8 hours of overtime. Now it says find his pay. His pay is made up of both his normal pay, his $14.50, and his overtime pay. So the formula here is to find out his total pay, so total, you're going to take his normal pay, norm pay, plus his OT pay, his overtime pay. OT pay. So let's figure out his normal pay first. So his normal pay is, okay, you're going to work 40 hours a week, because that's the normal. That's his normal pay, times 1450. So that's the norm pay. That's his 40 hours typical payment for the week. But now he's going to get paid overtime. So his overtime pay is in 3 spots. First off, how many hours of overtime did he work? Well, if he works 48 hours and he gets overtime for each hour over 40, that means he's going to work a total of 8 hours of overtime. The next thing is how much overtime does he get? Well, if he gets time and a half, that means he's going to get 1.5 overtime pay. And then the second part is overtime pay on what, or basically what was his normal rate? And his normal rate is 1450. So overtime always comes in 3 pieces. The amount of time you work in overtime, the multiplier you have for your overtime, and your normal pay rate. So you're going to plug all this into your calculator. I would do it in pieces. So 1450 times 40 is going to give me 580. So that's his normal pay. And then his overtime pay is going to be 174. We add those together. Whoops, there we go. Add them together and we get 75. I'm sorry, my mic cut out there. Let me check here. Okay, it's still going. All right. So we get 754. So that is his total pay. That's his total pay for working time and a half overtime. Now, let's say he got paid double time instead. Well, that doesn't change much, actually. The first part of it is actually going to stay the same, right? Because his normal pay hasn't changed. He's still going to work his normal 40 hours times 1450. And the other part's also not going to change too much. He's still going to work 8 hours of overtime, but his multiplier has gone from 1.5 to 2, and then 1450. So it's a very similar calculation. We're still going to have 580 here. It's just that his overtime part is going to be slightly different. So let's see which that would be there. That'd be 232. So if we add those together, we get a total pay of $812. So that would be his pay total if he's working double time overtime. So in total, that's about, let's see here, that's about a $58 difference. So between time and a half and double time, there's about a $58 difference in pay in general. So not too much of a difference in this case, but the more overtime you work, the more that pay gap will grow. So that's how you tackle overtime. Is again, 2 major pieces, normal pay and overtime pay, and the overpay has 3 parts. Your overpay time, your overpay multiplier, and your your normal pay rate. All right, so that's it for this video. This kind of covered the key things of Chapter 1. Feel free to, again, go back and look over your Chapter 1 notes or the Chapter 1 stuff in your book to help you refresh more. But this is just kind of an overview on the key details you'll need for the Chapter 1 part of the final. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it helped you out. And then go ahead and, go ahead and have a good day.